Hello, it's me again, Ray from the radio workshop with a ghostly tale. So someone suggested having the lighting like this. I don't know whether it's a good idea or not. No doubt there'll be comments on that. It's either dreadful or it's brilliant. I don't know. It's just to improve the kind of, what was it someone else said, ghostly setting or something. This is my workshop. There are no ghosts in here. Are there? I don't think so. I hope not. A friend of mine bought a bungalow, detached bungalow, very nice. Him and his new wife had only been married a month. They'd done the place up and moved in. Excellent. I went round there. He wanted me to replace a couple of power points. So he gave me the key and I went round there. I won't go into all the lengthy stuff about that, but a couple of power points on the wall in the lounge, they were broken. And I replaced them both. Very easy job. It only took sort of 15 minutes. I was packing up my tools and I heard the front door bang. And I thought, oh, it wouldn't be him. He was at work. But I knew that his wife, she was off all that week. You know, they'd only just moved in. She was doing stuff. I thought she'd come home. So I went out into the hallway. Hello, hello, no one there. Okay, must have been my imagination. I heard something, perhaps it was outside, heard something bang, must have been out in the street. It was a quiet village, so there weren't many people around. Went back into the lounge, gathered up my bits and pieces, and was about to go back into the hall when I heard bang bang on the front door. So I put my toolbox down, went out there, opened the front door, no one there. Okay, looked out, is it kids? Perhaps it's kids mucking about. Couldn't see any kids. Right, left the front door open because I was about to leave. Back in the lounge, got my toolbox and this carrier bag that I had some bits in, the old sockets and stuff. Heard the front door slam shut. So I'm thinking, what is going on? Went out of the hall, dumped my stuff on the floor, couldn't open the front door. Jammed shut, solid. I looked at the lock, when you turn the little Yale lock, you could see the little catch bit move aside. So that wasn't stuck. The door wouldn't open. It's as if it was bolted. I looked up and down. There's no bolt. I hadn't bolted it anyway, but there were no other locks on the door at all. And I'm doing all this and it wouldn't open. So I thought, okay, well, he's got a problem. He's going to have to sort that out. The door jams. So I went to the back door. There was a key in the back door. I unlocked that, went out, locked it, and I hung on to the key. I thought, well, I'll give him that back later. I was seeing him that afternoon. We'd arranged for me to pop round there later once he was home, which I did. And I explained, he opened the front door, I rang the bell, he opened the front door, and he said, where's the back door key? He said, did you take that? I said, yes, I gave him the back door key. And I explained about the front door. I said it wouldn't open, it jammed shut. And he sort of shut, close, open, and he's saying, well, it's fine. I said, yeah, I know, I don't know what happened to it. It just wouldn't, it wouldn't open. That's why I had to go out of the back door. Anyway, that was that. He paid me for the two sockets, only for the parts, not for doing it, because, we were good mates. Dave, his name was, and her name was Jane, his wife. Jane was there. She was out in the kitchen doing some cooking or whatever. And, we had a cup of tea. I didn't at that point think there was anything strange because the front door had I thought it had blown shut when I was there earlier. A bit of wind, a bit of draft or something, and it had just blown shut. What was it? The following, I think it was the weekend, he called me and he said, this door is causing real problems. He said, do you want to have a look at it? He said, I can't work it out. There's nothing wrong. Do you want to have a look at it? And I said, well, not really. I've looked at it already. I can't see what's wrong, why it's jamming like that. And I said, you're going to have to get someone to look at it. And in the end, we chatted about it on the phone. I said, all right, look, I'll pop round tomorrow. I worked from home. I was self-employed, so I worked from home. So I could pop round, and it wasn't far. It was only a few hundred yards from where I lived. I had a bungalow similar, but a few hundred yards round the block. So I said, okay, I'll walk round on Monday and have another look, which I did. He'd left the key hidden in the garden. I went round there, opened the door, went in, no problem. Close it, open it, close it, open it. Absolutely nothing wrong with the door at all. So I put a bit of oil on the hinges, not that that was the problem. I squirted a bit of, here I've got some here, WD-40 into the lock, squirted that in the lock and worked it. I mean, it wasn't that anyway, but I just thought I'd do that. I then closed the door, was testing it, went to open it, and it wouldn't open, it stuck. I went out of the back door, locked up, that was through the kitchen. In the garden, there was some old lady in the house next door, and she said, "Oh, hello." And so I said, "Hello, how are you?" sort of thing. I said, "Friends have moved in, I'm just doing some jobs for them." And she said, "You having trouble with the front door?" She said, I saw you, from my front garden go in, and then she said, "You couldn't get out, could you?" And I said, "No, how did you know that?" She said, "Oh, that front door's been like that for decades." So I said, "I don't know what's wrong with it." She said, "Oh, it's Mary." I said, "Mary?" "Yeah, Mary. Who's Mary?" She said, "Oh, Mary used to live there. She died 20 years ago." So I thought, okay, there's got some problems here. She's a bit doolally. So I just humoured her. I said, "Oh, fine, okay, that's the problem." Then I said, "I'll tell Dave when he gets in." And she said, "Yeah, you tell him that Mary, if she's in a bad mood, she won't open the door. She doesn't always let people in. Sometimes she does, but if she likes them or she's in a good mood, if she looks out of the window and she doesn't like the look of them, she won't open the front door." And I said, "Yeah, okay, fine, yeah, lovely. Okay, well, thanks very much." Off I went. I went back round later, when Dave was in from work. I walked back round the corner to his place, and I said to him, "That lady next door," I said, "she's a bit doolally." And he said, "What lady next door?" I said, "That lady in the house, the bungalow next door." And he said, "There's a young couple there with 2 little kids. There's no old lady there." I said, "Yeah, the garden." I went out the back, and I told him exactly what happened. He said, "Are you sure it was that side?" I said, "Yeah, definitely it wasn't that side." And he said, "Well, if it had been that side, there's no old lady there either." So I said, "Well, she was saying to me that Mary used to live here." And I sort of told him, I didn't, his wife was around in the kitchen, Jane, but I didn't want to sort of frighten her with all this. So I was in the lounge with him. I was saying, "Well, apparently this Mary died 20 years ago, and she doesn't always let people in. That's why your door sticks." Of course, he was laughing. "Oh, yeah, right, okay, And he thought I was having a laugh, and I wasn't. So I thought the best thing is to forget all this. And, I finished my tea or coffee or whatever it was, and I walked back round to my place, and that was that. I thought that was that, till the next day. I was at home working. I was doing radios, even, way back then, self-employed. I was at home working, phone rang. It's Jane. "Hello, Ray, can you come round? I can't get out of the bungalow." I thought, here we go. I said, "All right, yeah, I'll pop round." I said, "What, front door's stuck?" She said, "Yeah, Dave's told me about it. He only said that the door sticks. He didn't mention old ladies next door and dead Marys and all this stuff." So I said, "What about the back door?" She said, "No, Dave's taken the key with him to work." And he worked away quite a bit. And that week, he was up north somewhere. He'd taken the key with him by mistake, put it in his pocket by mistake. So I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, I'll come round and see if I can open the front door." I walked round there, and I could see her through the lounge window. She opened the lounge window. I said, "Well, you could always climb out of the window." And she said, "Well, not really. They're only small. There were small windows. They were double glazed, but it was a small. The whole bungalow was sort of small, and the windows were small. She could have got through actually, but anyway, she passed me the key, and I did it, and it wouldn't open. So I was saying to her, "Well, I don't know what we're going to do, because you're going to have to come out through the window. I don't quite know what to do." And she said, "Well, so I don't want to. If I come out through the window, how am I going to get back in? I can't," because she wanted to go out shopping or something. And she said, "I can't leave the window open." So I said, "Well, I tell you what, I'll stay here while you go shopping." Because I thought at that stage I was going to go next in the garden, look next door for this old lady. So I said, "Look, I'll stay here." She climbed out of the window. I sort of helped her out, and off she went. I kept the front door key. And I tried the front door, and it opened. I thought, okay, Mary likes me. Mary's going to let me in. So I went in, closed the door behind me, and I shut the lounge window, went through into the back garden, and I'm looking round. Nope, there's no old lady next door. So I thought, yeah, this is all mad. I was about to go back in, and this old lady called me. Oh, hello again, she said. You back again, are you? You come to sort the front door out? I said, yes, yeah. I said, it's a real problem. I said, I'd like to meet this Mary and have a word with her and tell her to stop messing about, because it's very difficult. And she said, oh no, you won't stop Mary messing about. If she doesn't like people, she won't let them in. And I said, or out? And I said, Jane couldn't get out of the bungalow. I said, she's stuck in there. She had to get out through the window. And she said, oh, Mary likes Jane then. Right, okay, Mary likes Jane. I'm thinking, oh, this is all balmy. I'm wasting my time. I had a lot of work on that week, so I didn't really want to, stand there talking to someone who obviously wasn't, singing off the same hymn sheet or whatever the saying is, Was it 2 tomatoes short of a salad? Stuff like that, balmy. So I said, look, I've got to go. And she said, tell Jane. She said, tell Jane, if she can't get out of the bungalow, just say, oh, please, Mary, open the door. She said, it'll be fine. So I said, okay, I'll do that. And I thought, well, I'm not telling Jane that. I'm not doing that. She'll think I'm balmy. There is no old lady next door, according to Dave. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I went back into the bungalow. I thought I'd wait for Jane because, she said she'd only be 10 minutes. She'd gone down, there's some village shops and all that. So I'm just waiting, and I thought I'll try the door, and it wouldn't open. So I said, this was daft. No one was around. So I said, please, Mary, open the front door. I tried it, and it opened. It worked. I couldn't believe it. So I thought, no, this is coincidence. This is mad. So I closed it. Opened it, closed it. It was fine. Jane came back. And the door was open. She found me. They said, oh, you've opened the door. I said, yes. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with it. It was stuck. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't want to tell her that you have to ask Mary, who died 20 years ago, if you want to open the door. I couldn't tell her that, could I? I had another phone call a couple of days later. In the evening it was. The following evening, whenever. It was in the evening. It was that week, because Dave was still working up north. And Jane sounded a little bit distressed. She said, I've got some trouble. I said, oh yeah, front door again. And she said, I'm not sure. Can you come round? So I said, okay, I'll pop round. I thought, you're not sure? What does she mean she's not sure? Went round there, and I rang the bell, and she opened the front door. Fine. So I said, oh, the door's all right then, as I walked in. And I'm thinking, Mary likes me. Then I'm thinking, don't be balmy. Mary doesn't exist. So I went into the lounge with Jane. I said, yeah, what's the trouble? She said, there's someone here. So I said, what do you mean there's someone here? I'm looking round, as you do. She said, there's someone in the bungalow, but I can't find them. Can you look? So I said, all right, okay. So she came, we looked in each room. I said, who are we looking for exactly? She said, I don't know, I haven't seen them. And I thought, well, now she's gone doolally. She's a stick of celery short of a salad. So she said, look, she said, seriously, I've been hearing noises. There's someone been in the bungalow. They might have gone now, but someone was in here. So I said, okay. I said, well, they're not here now, so what can we do? I said, I'll stay here for a while if you want. And she got one of Dave's beers from the fridge, so I thought, I don't mind, I'll stay here. We put the telly on, and we're sort of half watching telly and sort of chatting about this, that and the other. There's no noises, there's nothing going on, until I was about to leave. I had a couple of beers. I'd been there, an hour? It was getting dusk outside. I don't know what time it was. It was getting dark. So I was about to leave when we heard a sort of a bang or something, a kind of something scraping and then a bang, like furniture across the floor or whatever. So I went through, she stayed there, I went through it, and I heard this noise coming from the dining room, which was sort of the back of the house, the bungalow rather. I went to the dining room, there's no one there, but there had been a definite noise. I could hear this noise. Well, I mean, Jane had heard it as well. So she eventually joined me, and she, what is it? And I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know. I think it's just sort of creaking. It was, autumn. The summer was going, but we'd had warm days. I said, it's an old bungalow. It's probably the boards the ceiling and that, the joists creaking as they cool down. And she said, well, you know it wasn't that as well as me. And, okay, it wasn't that. It didn't sound anything like that. So I said to Jane, look, I'll stay a bit longer. I said, perhaps we can, if I stay, I might be able to find out what it is. I said, it could be something outside. It could be someone next door. They were detached bungalows. I said, but it could be someone next door out the back or whatever. And I said, I'll stay a bit longer. I said, we'll have another one of Dave's beers. So as she went to get a beer, I was about to leave the dining room. I just happened to glance outside. It was a moonlit night. I could see the garden just about. And remember, the dining room was dark. I turned the light off. The dining room was dark. I looked outside and I could see this old woman from next door in Jane's garden. And I'm thinking, what's she doing? That's when I began to think, this isn't just silly or daft. This is a bit odd. It's a little bit scary at this stage. So Jane came into the hall with a beer. I said, I'm just going to look into the garden. I said, I think I saw a fox out there. That could be the source of our noise. She went into the lounge. I said, dear, to stay there, don't come out, stay there. She was pretty frightened at that stage, I could see. But anyway, she stayed there. I went out to the back garden looking for this old lady. Couldn't find her, no one there at all. I looked next door in that garden over this little fence. Oh, no one there, no one at all. So I was, as I said, I get a little bit Jane was obviously frightened, and I was a bit wary at this stage, thinking, this is really odd. Anyway, this old lady wasn't around. So as I was going back to the bungalow, I said, Mary, can you leave Jane alone because she's frightened? Nothing happened. I just thought, I don't know why I said it. I suppose at the back of my mind I thought, if Mary's a ghost and she's listening, and she might leave Jane alone. I don't know what I thought. Went back inside, locked the back door, went into the lounge, and Jane was sitting there. She put my beer on the coffee table, and I said, it was a fox. I said, that's all it was. I said, it banged about. When I went out there, I said, it's banging around and knocking something along the ground. I said, that's all it was all along. She seemed okay with that explanation, or she made out she was okay with that anyway. So I was having my beer, and I thought, as we were sitting there, she was chatting about something, about having the front door changed, because of this lock business. All the places have been double glazed, but not the front or the back door. So they were going to have a new double glazed whole unit put in the front. And she was saying that would cure that problem, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking, it just occurred to me, the old lady I'd seen and spoken to in the next door garden, and I thought I'd seen in the back garden of Jane's place, it just occurred to me, I thought, is that Mary? Is that the Mary that died 20 years ago? And because then I'm thinking, no, this is all daft. This is all getting daft. That's not Mary. Anyway, Jane was rambling on. In the end, she said, Ray, are you listening? I said, oh, sorry, what? What was that? And she said, I'm okay now, if you want to go, I'm okay now. She said, just the fox. And, she could see I'd finished my beer and it was getting late. I said, okay, any problems, give me a ring. As I said, I was pretty busy that week, but I said, just give me a ring. And that was it. Off I went. The front door opened. Everything was fine. And I thought, good, Mary has left Jane in peace at last. It was the end of the week. Dave was due home at the weekend. So I think it was the Friday. It was the last day. Late afternoon, early evening. Jane phoned me, and I was thinking aloud. I said, "Now what's happened?" And she said, "Oh, sorry to trouble you." I said, "No, it's all right. Come on, what's the problem?" Because my thought was, "Oh, here we go again. I can't keep doing this." Because that evening I was going out. I was going out with some friends, and I was actually getting ready to go out. So. Anyway, she said, oh, there's a problem. Can you pop round? She didn't say what it was. I said, yeah, okay, I'll come round. I went round there, and just as I was about to walk up the little path, at a front garden, a driveway, path in the middle, I was about to walk up the path, and I saw this lady in the garden, the front garden next door. The old lady I'd seen. So I went over to her, and I said, right, I was a bit cross at this point. I said, look, could you tell me what's going on? I said, this is getting ridiculous. I'm having to come around here and sort things out. I said, it's getting silly. And she said, well, I told you it's Mary. And I said, you're not Mary, are you? And she was sort of quite taken aback. She said, I'm not Mary, no. And she said, what made you think that? I said, I don't know. I said, this whole thing is ridiculous. I said, 1 minute I'm thinking it's a ghost. Next minute I'm thinking you're not real. I said, apparently you don't live here. It's a young couple. And she said, oh, I'm just visiting. And I thought, oh, okay, it must be the grandmother or something like that. I don't know, because there were 2 little kids there that lived there. So I said, what is this about this Mary? Can you tell me? And she said, Mary died about 20 years ago. I said, yes, you've told me that. And I said, what's all this about the front door? And she said, well, Mary was a little bit disturbed. I said, well, I've gathered that. I don't know that. I said, it seems everyone's a bit disturbed around here. And I said, Jane's going to end up the same way, if it goes on like this. And she said, Mary, Jane, first of all, Dave and Jane, we're all early, mid-20s, I suppose, mid-20s. Yes, I think something like that. So she said, Mary was 24 when she died. And I said, oh right, I assumed it was an old lady. Oh no, Mary was only 24. She was a bit disturbed. And she said that's probably why she likes Jane, because they're of a similar age. So I said, oh okay, so Mary is a ghost now, yeah. I said, okay, well thanks for the information. I was being a bit sarcastic. I said, oh, that explains it all. And Jane was calling me, so I said goodbye to this old lady, went over to Jane, and she said, who are you talking to? And I said, oh, just some woman. I said, she's looking for an address. That's all I said. I thought we'll leave it at that. I thought I'm not going into ghosts and stuff. About Mary was sort of 24 and all this business when she died, and she used to live in the bungalow. I thought, no, let's forget all that. So Jane said, I couldn't see who you're talking to. I said, no, she was up the path a bit. The bushes were in the way. And she said, well, I couldn't see. I did look. I said, well, no, the bushes are in the way. She was further down the path. And I thought, let's get away from this, because now Jane's saying she can't see the old lady. I can. No, I'm not doing this. So I said, okay, what's the problem? We went into the bungalow. What's the problem? She said, I keep having thoughts. Thoughts. I thought, I'm going to go doolally at this rate. We're all going to end up balmy. So I said, thoughts. Okay, yeah, right. What sort of thoughts? And I'd followed her through to the kitchen, and she's filling the kettle to make tea or whatever. And she said, I don't know, strange thoughts. She said, just for example, she said, don't say anything to Dave or anything, but thoughts about you. So, me? She said, well, yeah, naughty thoughts. Now, I'd known Dave for forever. I'd known Jane for 2-3 years. The two were an item. They were just brilliant together. There was never any thoughts of Jane going off with anyone or looking at anyone else, or not even dreaming of anything like that. So I was quite surprised. I said, what do you mean naughty thoughts? She said, well, naughty thoughts. Dave's away. And I said, yeah, hang on a minute. Dave's away. Yeah. I said, whoa, hang on. And she said, no, I'm not going to do anything. No, neither am I. She said, but I keep getting these thoughts. And I said, well, okay. She said, that was it. She said, sit down. She made this tea. She said, sit down, come and sit down. I'll tell you about them. I said, no, I don't think we're best to discuss that sort of thing. And she said, Dave's often working away. And I said, yeah, I know. She said, and you come round. I said, what are these your thoughts? She said, yeah, this is what I think. She said, I sit there in the evening on my own. It's all quiet. And she said, then she said, it's like a dream. I sort of imagine, but it's like a dream. You come round, I let you in. And I sort of stopped her there. I said, okay, right, fine. So I said, well, this is just something weird. I wouldn't put any, don't read anything into it. It's just weird. I said, we all have thoughts. I said, I see someone and I think, oh, naughty thoughts. So don't worry about that. And I made it clear. I said, nothing like that is ever going to happen between us. And she said, oh, no, I know that. I said, yeah, I'm just making sure you know that, because that was a road that I didn't want to go down at all. So, I had this cup of tea, and I said, look, I'm out this evening. I've got to go. I haven't got a lot of time, and I don't know what it was, but I don't know what happened. The front door wouldn't open, I went up to front and it wouldn't open, and I said, oh, here we go again. And I don't know why I did it. I said, Mary, and Jane said to me, yes. And I looked at her and I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm talking to Mary. And she said, yes, what do you want? And I looked at Jane and I was just, I don't know, I was just frozen to the spot with fear, I think. I suppose I can't think of the word. And I said, you're not Mary. She said, oh no, I'm Jane. Why did I say Mary? I said, look, I've got to go. I left. I didn't know what to say to her. I just didn't know what to say. She said goodbye as I left and shut the front door. I went home. That weekend, Dave was home. I saw Dave. I saw Jane. Jane kept looking at me with this weird look. I was left wondering whether this was Jane or Mary. There's more to this story, but the video's getting rather long, so I shall tell you that next time. Next time Dave went away and Jane phoned me.